Hello my dear students, you are watching Park Maths online tutorial classes. In our tutorials, we have completed the chapter number 3, 4, 5 and 6. Today, we are going to start with the second chapter which is known as inverse trigonometric functions. So, we are going to start the topic inverse trigonometric functions. Dear students, in your class 11, already we have studied about the trigonometric functions sin x, cos x, tan x, cosecant x, secant x and cot x. We studied that if the function which is defined as sine function or sin x whose domain is your all real number and the range lying between of -1 to +1. This is a sine function which is going from real number to -1 to +1. Domain is your all real numbers and range is lying in between of -1 to +1. And we also know that if f of x is equal to y is a function, then the inverse of this function can also be defined as x is equal to f inverse y. Now in case of the function given to you, x is the domain and y is known as the range of the function. But whenever inverse function is defined, the domain will be converted into range and range will be converted into domain. In a similar way, trigonometric functions की case में भी we have defined inverse trigonometric functions which can be written like this. The inverse of the sine function can be written as sine inverse x, whose domain will be on now -1 to +1 and range will lie in between of -90 to +90. The range of sine inverse function will be restricted to -90 to +90. Domain will be -1 to +1. Similarly, inverse trigonometric functions exist for all other trigonometric functions like cos inverse x, tan inverse x, cot inverse x, secant inverse x and cosecant inverse x. Now the domain of cos inverse x will also be lying between of -1 to +1 and range of this function will be lying between of 0 to 180. Tan inverse x is your also the inverse trigonometric function for your tan function whose domain will be real number and range will lie between of 0 to 180 but in your open interval. Oh sorry, this will be in -90 to +90 but in your open interval. The range of inverse trigonometric function line between of -90 to +90, but this will -90 to +19 will not be involved. For the next one, cot inverse x, in the similar way, the domain is your all real numbers and the range will lie between of 0 to 180 but in your open interval. And in case of sec inverse x, range domain is lying between of all real numbers except -1 and +1 and the range of sec inverse x will lie between of 0 to 180 except 90. For last cosecant inverse x, the domain is lying between of all real numbers except -1 and +1, same as in case of secant inverse x, but the range of this function will be lying between of your -90 to +90 except 0, -90 to +90 except 0. So in this way we have defined the inverse trigonometric functions whose domain is this one and range is this one. The range of all the sin x function is lying between -90 to +90. The range of cos inverse x is known as lying between of 0 to 180. The range of tan inverse x lying in between of -90 to +90 but in an open interval and so on. The range of these inverse trigonometric functions are also known as principal value branch. So if in case you are asked to find the principal value of any inverse trigonometric function, so that should be lying in between of these given intervals, whatever you want to find. So this is very much necessary to find the principal value. That should necessarily be lying in between of minus 90 to plus 90 in case of sine inverse x, 0 to 180 in case of cos inverse x, minus 90 to plus 90 with open interval in case of tan inverse x, 0 to 180 with open interval in case of cot inverse x, 0 to 90 except 90 will be in case of secant inverse x, and minus 90 to plus 90 except 0 in case of cosecant inverse x. So this is basically, I have told you the limit of any inverse trigonometric function which should be lying in between of the given. Now dear students, let's discuss some properties based on inverse trigonometric functions. Let's see, we know very well that y, if y is equal to sine inverse x, this implies x can be written as sine y. And if x is equal to sine inverse y, then y can be written as sine x, which equivalent to, if sine inverse sine x is there, then this will be equal to x. If sine inverse sine x is there, then this will be x equal to x, and x should belong to your minus 90 to plus 90, and sine of sine inverse x will also be equal to x, but x belongs to your 0, minus 1 to plus 1. So this is a property. If sine inverse sine x is there, you can directly write down as x, but x should be lying in between of minus 90 to plus 90. Similarly, sine of sine inverse x can also be written as x, but here the x will belong to minus 1 to plus 1. We have more properties based on inverse trigonometric functions. Let us discuss all these one also. In case of sine inverse 1 by x, that can be written as cosecant inverse x. Here x should be greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to minus 1. Similarly, if your tan inverse 1 by x is there, then it can be changed into the form of cot inverse x. If your cos inverse x is there, then this can be also 1 by x is there, then this can be written as secant inverse x. And these are vice versa also. If cosecant inverse 1 by x is there, then you can replace it by sine inverse x. If cot inverse 1 by x is there, then it can be changed into tan inverse x. If sec inverse 1 by x is there, it can be replaced by cos inverse x, and so on. Now in case of sine inverse minus x, this is number 4, this can be written as minus of sine inverse x. And in case of your tan inverse minus x, this can be replaced as minus tan inverse x. For the third case, whenever cosecant inverse minus x is there, it can also be written as minus cosecant inverse. In case of sine inverse minus x, in case of tan inverse minus x, in case of cosecant inverse minus x, the negative sign will come out from the braces, and this can be written as minus sine inverse x, minus tan inverse x, and minus cosecant inverse x. But for the cases of cos inverse, sec inverse, and your cot inverse, but for cos inverse minus x, this can be written as pi minus cos inverse x. For sec inverse minus x, this can also be written as pi minus sec inverse x. And for your cot inverse minus x as well, this can be written as pi minus cot inverse x. Now next is your number 10. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is always equal to pi by 2. Sec inverse x plus cosecant inverse x is also equal to pi by 2. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is again pi by 2. So these are the properties which we will use in the whole chapter, and some more formulas are also there which we need in your exercise 2.2. So till now we can complete our exercise 1.1 basis of all these properties. Dear students, let's start with the exercise 2.1. The first question of exercise 2.1 from your NCERT book is we need to find the principal value of the given inverse trigonometric functions. The first inverse trigonometric function given to us is your sine inverse 1 by 2 only. Now you know that the 1 by 2 in the table of sine function is your sine 30. 1 by 2 is the value of sine 30. So we can replace 1 by 2 by sine 30 like this. This can be written sine of pi by 6. Now I have told you that if sine inverse sine x is there, then it can be written as x, where x belongs to your minus 90 to plus 90. So you can compare this one with this one. X sine inverse sine x is there, but the value of x should belongs to minus 90 to plus 90, and this is your very much belonging to this given interval. So it can be written directly as pi by 6. So this is your not the first question. This is just I am taking an example to illustrate you clearly. So this value of principal value branch can be written in the form of pi by 6. So the principal value branch of this inverse trigonometric function is your pi by 6. Now let me take the first question of your NCERT book, exercise 2.1, which is your sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Again you can see 1 by 2 is the standard value in the table of sine function, and which is your sine 30. So we can replace sine inverse minus sine pi by 6. It can be replaced by sine inverse minus sine pi by 6, and you know very well, if sine inverse minus x is there, it can be written as minus sine inverse x. I have just told you in the last video. So sine inverse minus x is there, so this can be written as minus sine inverse sine pi by 6, and which is equal to minus pi by 6. So this is the answer of the first question from your NCERT book, which is equal to minus pi by 6. Let me do the question number 4 for all of you. Question number 2nd and question number 3rd, it's your homework to for all of you. Let me do the question number 4, which is equal to tan inverse minus root 3. This is your tan inverse minus root 3. Again, in case of tan inverse minus x, we have formula minus tan inverse x. This negative sign can be come out from the braces. This can be written as minus of tan inverse root 3, and now the root 3 is standard value in the table of tan theta or tangent function, which is equal to minus tan inverse can be written as tangent of, this is the value of tangent 60. The value of tan 60 is your root 3. So this can be replaced by tan 60, which is your tan pi by 3. Now they will be cancelled out, and this will be your simply pi by minus pi by 3. because the value of tan inverse x, principal value of the tan inverse x lying in between of minus 90 to plus 90, so it implies the principal value branch for this inverse trigonometric function is your minus pi by 3, which is absolutely right. Now let me do the question number 5 also for all of you, in which negative sign is there in case of inverse cosine function. So let me do that. This is your cos inverse minus 1 by 2. This is the question number 5. This is question number 4. So to find the principal value of this inverse trigonometric function, write down the property which is your cos inverse minus x is always given by pi minus cos inverse x. We know that if cos inverse minus x is there, then it can be written as pi minus cos inverse x. So this can be written as pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2. In place of x, here is 1 by 2. So this can be written as pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2, and the value of 1 by 2 in case of cosine table is your cos 60. So 1 by 2 can be replaced by cos 60 pi by 3. Again we can apply the formula of cos inverse cos x is always equal to x. So this is your pi minus pi by 3, and this is given by 2 pi by 3. So this is your the question number 5 from your NCERT book of your exercise 2.1. Similarly, we can complete our exercise in a similar way, in which some inverse trigonometric functions will be given to you, and we want to just find the principal value of these given inverse trigonometric functions. I want to do one more question for all of you, which is your question number 11, in which 2 or more inverse trigonometric functions are in your addition or subtraction form. So let me do the question number 11, which is given by tan inverse 1. This is your like this. Question is your tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse. This is minus 1 by 2 plus sine inverse minus 1 by 2. So let's see. First of all, there are this inverse trigonometric function in which negative sign is there in their angle. So let me use the property for your cos inverse minus x, which is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. But in case of sine inverse minus x, this can be written as minus sine inverse x directly. So this can be further written as tan inverse 1 plus pi minus cos inverse 1 by 2 and minus sine inverse 1 by 2. You can see this is your cos inverse minus x. This can be written as pi minus cos inverse x. This is sine inverse minus x. This can be written as minus sine inverse x. So now you can simplify these three terms. One is the value for tan table is tan pi by 4. So this can be replaced by tangent of pi by 4 plus pi माइनस cos इनवर्स 1 by 2. अगर देखेंगे cos की टेबल में वो cos 60 की वैल्यू होती है, जिसका रिप्लेस बाय cos of 60 cos pi by 3, and this is your sin inverse sin of again this is your pi by 6, क्योंकि जो 1 by 2 है वैल्यू वो sin की टेबल में sin 30 की वैल्यू होती है. So this can be replaced by sin 30. Now they will cancel out. This will simply pi by 4 plus pi minus pi by 3 and minus pi by 6. This will be simply pi by 4. This is plus pi and they will be replaced by pi by 3, and this is your minus pi by 6. Take LCM. This is your 12 will be LCM. So this is 3 pi plus 12 pi minus 4 pi minus 2 pi, and this is equal to how much? 15 minus 4 11. 11 minus 2 is your 9 pi by 12 and further calculator at 3 pi by 4. So answer for this question is your 3 pi by 4. This was the question number 10 from your NCERT book. So in a similar way you can complete your exercise, and I have already illustrated 5 to 6 questions. So hope you will complete your exercise.